Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome back to another live streamed session of our Suzerain Let's Play. I am honestly surprised that we've survived for so long. I'm honestly surprised that we have not yet been assassinated. I do wonder if today is the day. I know some of y'all who are watching do know probably already how it's going to go down. I'm fairly certain that we're going to get assassinated this run. I'd be shocked to see if we... I imagine we'll survive to the end of this term, perhaps, and then maybe get assassinated while running for elections, or, actually, I guess that would mean we don't survive to the end of this term. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still curious to see everyone's kind of like thoughts, or I guess bets, as it were, with regards to A, how far do you think we'll make it, and B, who do you think is going to kill us, obviously. Though again, since some of y'all know how things actually play out, that might be a bit of a risky game to play. Folks, again, and as always, I hope you've had a wonderful week behind you. I hope you have an exciting weekend ahead of you, and I hope you all are looking forward to whatever goes down today. Saketh, Jazzy B, Natalie P, David B, Wickles, Renk, sorry, I'm guessing it's Ren K1124. My apologies. Ease. Time to get me killed. Yeah, apparently. Sean Scheitel. How's it going, buddy? Ted Knight. Classified. Morning. 6X Lord Pizza is late. Sorry to hear that, dude. I hope it arrives shortly. Skeletor X. How's it going, man? Hope you're having a good week. Derp. Anarchist. How goes? Panther and Wolf. And Antoine GR. How fares all you wonderful people joining in right off the bat over here, and of course those of you that are quietly lurking or otherwise unable to chat, a hello to you as well, and to those of you who are watching the VOD, a hello to you as well. There's a lot to accomplish. Let's dive on in and very quickly talk about what went down last session. What did go down last session? Let's see. We had that party is the primary thing that comes to mind. There was a party that our vice president hosted, and he went from being our vice president to being our vice president, if you catch my meaning. I am almost certain that we caught him cheating on his wife. Almost certain. We don't know for sure. Yeah, these are hopefully just baseless allegations, but we did. There's reason to believe that he was, at the very least, making out with one of the cocktail waitresses at this party that he was throwing. He was definitely giving her the look, that's for sure. Yeah, it was an extravagant party. There was, he referred to it as the gentleman's club, making it very clear that wives and girlfriends weren't allowed. But it wasn't just men. It was just no wives or girlfriends. There was, caviar, like the best caviar available in the region imported in. I'm sure there was all sorts of drinking. It's sure there was all sorts of debauchery. But yeah, we came out of it relatively unscathed. We were pretty stern about the circumstances, considering the market has crashed and our economy is not doing too hot. And he's out here throwing these extravagant parties. Unfortunately, the news had a bit of a field day with it, and I can't even blame them. They were not too happy about seeing my I guess extravagance is the only way to put it. I see I'm being called Party Pooper Elite, I suppose. Ren K, that waitress, though. I see you've got a great theater of the mind. Natalie, a gentle little affair. Yes, just the gentlest, the most littlest of affairs. David, how's it going, buddy? Happy Friday to you as well, man. Well, no, Saketh, don't tell me what could happen. I didn't realize that was a possibility. No spoilers. Again, this is sort of a this run is like a fresh run, right? Like I don't know all the possibilities or anything like that, and that's, for me, that's part of the fun, at least. But yeah, what else happened? We also had the festival at Benfey, where you'll remember we denied our wife the opening speech because it was already promised to somebody else, and that went down in a spectacular fashion, by which I mean it was an absolute spectacle. The guy who was originally giving the speech, he was just absolutely laying in on, you know, the youth, as it were, the modern generation. He was talking a lot of smack. He was talking about women overly sexualizing themselves and all kinds of crazy things, and my wife was not okay with that. She stood up, she shouted him down publicly, and they tried to get me to check her. They were basically like, "Yo, control your woman, man." And I was like, "Nope, this is all her," and that went down well with our wife, at least. Later on, we had a conversation with her as well, and we backed her up. She wanted to become a bit more involved as First Lady. She wanted to make a bit more of a difference as far as the you know, political atmosphere is concerned. Yeah, Wickles has described it accurately. I suppose that Benfi Festival could be described as the Olympic Village, I guess, is another way to describe it. But yeah, so, you know, there was some good times. I think we managed to manage that stuff well enough, and I think what's ahead of us. Well, let me just do a quick double check over here. Oh yeah, this is all stuff from a couple of steps ago. We did have that military talk as well with regards to how they were going to approach our current circumstances, and we chose quality over quantity. David coming through with that super chat, that super sticker right off the bat. Thank you, buddy. Those things are, I can't help but mention it every time. Those things are so adorable. Is that a pear? That looks like a pear. It's got a little leaf at the top. God, I love those things. Thank you very much, man. I mean, again, I say it all the time because it is really such a big difference in keeping this channel alive, running smoothly, keeping these streams sustainable. I appreciate it so very much. Thank you very much. Kicking us off with that super chat. Let's get this party started, though. On that note, let's see what comes next, and hopefully this quality over quantity thing doesn't bite us in the butt, right? All right, let's see what's going on at Wholesword. Man, this highway project is still ongoing, eh? I thought it'd be done by now. Was the lipstick pink, red, or purple? Ah, good question. Right. One of the reasons we're, like, you know, almost 100% certain that Peter, our vice president, was cheating is because there was lipstick on his collar. And, you know, I'm going to go ahead and say it's the 50s. It was probably red. It's probably like that really vibrant red, you know? That economy is looking bad, though. Yeah, you know, it'll be fine. I hope it'll be fine. Spindle, how's it going, buddy? Glad you can make it. She's in the pair. Oh my lord, 6x Lord. Oh boy. Discussion on the formation of a new police force. I'm assuming this is about our anti-corruption police, and then perhaps our anti-corruption or anti-corruption police. Jude Edwards, how's it going? Good morning. Deep Anarchist, it wasn't lipstick, it was clearly marmalade. Yeah, I don't know. I have my doubts that marmalade was even being served here, to be perfectly honest. Unless it was, like, laced with something. Picturing, I mean, yeah. But again, we don't know for sure. Went to bed at 4:30 a.m. because of RimWorld Spindle. Wow, yikes. Yeah, that's one of my fears with that game, is like once you get sucked in, you get sucked in, right? Jazzy, what if it was Peter's wife? You know, I mean, that could be a thing. It could be like, hey, yeah, you know, meet me at this party, and we'll go out back at the maze, and it'll be all mysterious and stuff. I mean, yeah, if you want to, you do what you want. You know, if that spices up the relationship, a little bit of role play, as it were. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible if we want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Sacketh, that does not seem familiar, so I don't think we have been through that situation, whatever that might be. You mean she had to sneak in through the garden because no wives allowed? Ooh, yeah. See, that adds like a, yeah. See, there's something like mysterious and you're like oh, hide from the authorities about that, right? It's like the restaurant washroom kind of a thing. Anyway, Carl Greaser arrived for a meeting to discuss the new police force. After Livia informed us of his arrival, Lucian opened the door and let him in. Hello, Mr. President, Mr. Galati. What a sunny day, isn't it? The weather outside was beautiful indeed. Clear sky and sunshine made the scenery look lively. I could even hear the sounds of birds chirping from the palace garden. It's a sunny day here as well, in Toronto. I'm actually burning in my chair. Nice to be able to experience what these guys are experiencing. You're right, I need to go out more often nowadays. Hey, wow, that's exactly how I feel in real life. Oh, God. We're almost at the anniversary of things that I cannot mention because YouTube's pretty strict about that. Kind of wild to think about. Well, anniversary of it, at least in North America, I suppose. No spoilers given yet, says Saketh. All right, sounds good. Antoine, as far as you know, their marriage is extremely rocky. Yes, we have heard. We have reason to believe that their marriage is rocky, which is exactly why they would get up to something like this. You know, again, you got to spice it up. You got to, right? Something. I'm not a relationship counselor. Don't take my word for it. Normally get up at 5:30 in the morning. Oh my God, you're a morning person like that? I can't even. Can't even. The only time I get up at 5:30 in the morning is if I went to bed a little too early, and then my brain's just like, yeah, hey, we've had our 3 hours of sleep, time to wake up. Weather isn't of much concern right now. Good to see you, Carl. How have you been? This man's a police officer. Let's get somebody on our good side, right? How you been, buddy? It's been going okay. We've tackled many security issues, but there are still some to go through. But more importantly, the security situation in the country is much more stable, allowing people to return to a normal life. Please, have a seat. We don't want you to feel uncomfortable. I'm used to being uncomfortable. Dude, sit down. He took a seat and corrected his posture. We've been informed of the establishment of the anti-corruption police under the Ministry of Justice. Indeed so. Minister Morgna has given me full authority to lead the new force in order to fight corruption from within. Oh, okay. How do we know that that's not the result of corruption? Bad connection today, David. Sorry to hear that, man. We'll come back in soon. Alright, I hope everything gets sorted out, dude. Hope it's not on my end. It doesn't look like... yeah, it looks like we're all clear on this end, at least. Just doing a quick double check there. It's a very important force, one that didn't exist in Sordland before. The important question for us is where your loyalties lie. I mean, yes, not entirely incorrect. Congratulations. I hope we'll be close partners in the fight against corruption. That seems like the right option there. Marcus, buddy, how's it going, man? Friday's been alright so far. It's only lasted about 45 minutes thus far. So mine's been okay. Yeah, exactly, Jazzy B. You have it figured out what that stands for, or are you just kind of throwing a bunch of A's and C's and P's together? Magenta Fairy, how's it going? Doing good yourself? Yikes on 26X Lord. Yeah, I do love the quote-unquote sketch options, the ease options, let's call them, that the game throws our way. Sir, we have a tough and long fight ahead of us. It will take years, but we will win. You can believe that. I want to make it absolutely clear. My belief in you as a leader is unquestionable. Minister Morgna, though not as inspiring as you are, has also shown great capability. The more I work with her, the more I am convinced that she is a very motivated and efficient administrator. Okay. It's a little sketchy. Just how much he's batting for her team. It's just like, okay, like, yeah, I didn't, alright, not what I was expecting. As she takes her work personally, her motivations to fight corruption are real. So the anti-corruption police is separated from the interior. I would expect that. You're our best man for the job, and I'm sure you will excel at it. I suppose we could compliment him. I guess he's in the room right now. It's don't know how true it is that he's the best man for the job, but he's been the chief of police, so that's got to mean something, right? He's been the chief. He was in 1940. He was appointed the deputy commissioner of operations. 47, briefly served as chief of detectives before becoming the chief of police. All right, I think he's probably the best man for the job. Otherwise, he wouldn't be selected. Friday procrastination is strong. Oh man, I hear that. We all want an Ease/Darth Sidious playthrough. I know he's off painting right now, so I don't know if he's able to read chat, but I just wanted to make sure he knew that sentence existed. Jazzy B, thank you. Yeah, I think he's legit, probably. The best man for the job. Sure, you'll be fine, buddy. Thanks for the good words. You honor me, but our job is not yet done. Carl leaned closer and lowered his voice ever so slightly. There are elements within our state that have ulterior motives. Elaborate, please. May I speak frankly, sir? I don't know about saying you're among friends, right? Because he's not among friends, and I don't want to give the wrong indication here of our relationship. Of course. there are some very powerful deep state forces inside the administration. Our investigations have just begun, but certain links we have discovered are troubling. Mr. Hawker has financial and other ties to certain figures. He is a dangerous man. Currently, we're collecting evidence to find out exactly what his network comprises. Oh, dude, this could actually be very helpful for us. This is the Chief Justice, and he's one of the big guys who's standing in our way of a glorious future for our nation. He also, it was like spouting conspiracy theories and just acting like a, he was wild, dude, when he came to our office and started spewing that nonsense about Friends Richter and all that jazz. So that's, okay. Good to know that he might be compromised, I suppose. We always suspected the existence of such a deep state. The real question is, who in the government and cabinet is on Mr. Hawker's side? Don't poke the bear when we're not ready to fight it. Maintain low-key operations. I guess Minister Morgna is on our side on this. She really wants to tackle corruption inside. We need to find out who has ulterior motives and root them out of the administration. Keep pursuing this. If you encounter any obstacles, my full authority will protect you. Oh, damn. Yeah, he's the guy I said enough to. Said. Yeah, that's a polite way of putting it. I shouted that guy down because he's just giving me way too much grief, too much nonsense. He's the Solist in charge? Seems to be. One sounds like code for something. I feel like one implicates us in some ways. I don't think that's the plan. I almost feel like telling him that he has our entire authority, you know? Yeah, exactly. For me, it's like torn between 3 or 4. They both seem very, they're like active responses. Two is very passive. One is either we're complicit, / we don't want to upset anybody. So 1 and 2 are out of the question, I think. I think it's 3 or 4. We don't have full authority. You're right. Well, the statement is my full authority. Well, what the hell does that mean? I guess my full authority implies a slight degree of authoritarianism. So perhaps we go with 3. 3 sounds, yeah, proactive. 3 sounds like a game plan, as opposed to 4, which sounds like 4 sounds like words, you know, just like, yeah, go for it, buddy. And, you know, if you have any trouble, call my office, right? That's what that sounds like. 3 sounds like, okay, let's figure out how to do this. Yeah, let's go with 3. 1 would be the thing to say if you were with Hawker and Gloria. Exactly, Anton. It'd be like the, you know what? Let's not dig too deep as I kind of like, you know, pull at my collar. All right, we need to find out who has ulterior motives and root them out of the administration. Ease suggests 4, which is how you know 4 is the wrong option. Just giving you crap, man. I couldn't agree more. Anyone who corrupts our system and creates a parallel organization is a threat to Sordland. The most important subject here is the old guard establishment. They pose a direct threat to us. Once enough evidence is gathered, we should be able to begin the corruption trials if we want to. Hawker, Heron, and their cronies in the Supreme Court won't be able to be prosecuted unless the Assembly agrees to in our new Constitution. Oh, are we in a bit of a Ouroboros situation? It won't be possible to get them if we fail to pass the reforms or we have low political support in the Assembly. But it's too early to tell. Oh, man. The trial straight to the gallows. I mean, there I agree with you, Ease. I can get behind that sentiment. Besides them, there are other elements we are aware of. The oligarchs seem to have some people in the inside as well. We've received some unconfirmed reports about Mr. Tusk having bought people in the administration. I mean, I'm not surprised there. Millionaire businessman, investor, and the current spokesperson of the Lotharberg Group. This guy is one of the head honchos, one of the head economic honchos or business magnets, I suppose. Ren K. 1124 coming through with that super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. After watching 100+ hours of Planet Zoo to get caught up, which I'm still not, I'm excited to become a part of the channel. Thank you for all you do. Oh man, well thank you very much for those kind words, and thank you for the support. That is a lot of watching. That is a lot of catching up for sure, and I really appreciate that super chat as well, buddy. Again, it really makes such a big difference in just keeping us going. So thank you very, very, very much. I appreciate that greatly. I hope you've been enjoying. Ease calling me out at being a despot at heart. Hey man, corruption's a serious problem, you know? You gotta tackle that with an iron fist, with a steel blade, the executioner's axe. Alright. Not surprised about Mr. Tusk over here. Guess I'm Hawker, Heron, the bird cronies. Oh my god, Natalie. This is just Crusader Kings all over again. It's all don't trust the birds. Oh my god. And they seem to be evading taxes through bribery and exploiting the gray areas in our laws. Our investigators in Estord and Narble have also found some suspicious financial activity from some of their corporations. If their tax returns were to be made public, it would help us track irregularities in the filings. Oh, dude, there's some stuff going down. Bribery should be eradicated from the system. Yeah, it shouldn't be part of the system. That goes without saying. We could look further into Tusk and the Lotharberg group. The economy must be controlled by the state. Lotharberg has too much influence. Ooh, okay. This is an interesting set of 3. Classified pigeon pie time. Is that a real thing? That sounds like it'd be a real thing. Eat to the tusk. I've heard pigeon can be tasty. I've never had pigeon myself. Oh, I don't actually know. I mean, I agree with all 3 of these statements. Does one take away from focusing on the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court, I would say, is a more direct threat because they could actually stop our reforms from going through. I feel like bribery. God damn, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. Second, sorry. What about Toronto? Economy must be controlled by the state. Lotharberg has too much influence. I think bribery. One seems open-minded without commitment. I guess. You know what? So you say that. I realized actually. One is more than just about bribery. One is also about their whole tax thing, right? So sure, yeah. Now that I think about it, one probably makes more sense. Because it's more than just bribery. It's also their tax evasion and their weird, you know, I'm sure they've got like shell companies and stuff like that going on as well. So sure. Let's try that. I think any of those are an option. Oh, ease, we're already taking control. That's all good. That's been happening for the last however long. Oh, 3 grounds your motivation to your politics as well. I see that as well. Well, too late now for for all y'all who are calling for 3. Pigeon can be tasty. Sounds good. Sounds good. Conrado, are we still running a state-planned economy? That is the intent. Also, hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it might be. That is still the intent. Yeah. Tusk is super slimy. Oh yeah, the dude is gross. The dude is gross. Yeah, I probably maybe you know what, maybe I should have gone with that 3rd one there, but it's okay. I'm sure we can pull it back around to that overall conversation down the line. If that is your desire, we can certainly inquire further about their operations. I just do feel like one is also about their tax havens and all that kind of stuff. Marcel Caranti and HOS also have a strong presence in the media and many other industries. There are some patterns we observed that are unusual. Yeah, dude, I'm not surprised to find out that all of these people are involved in some type of corrupt dealings. Now, the reason why the economy crashed is because we decided to try and support too many things. I guess indirectly it is because we're trying to be state-run. We're trying to be a bit of a mixed economy, truth be told, right? But let's see how viable that is in the game. It really seems like they have a powerful influence in the majority of the so-called independent news organizations. They might not be so independent after all. Yep, we had a chance of being a part of that. Who cares about him anyway? Yeah, Marcel offered me a deal before and needs to be investigated, 100%. Investigate everybody? Jeez. This is, I mean, yeah, I feel like we're spreading ourselves a little thin. Release all that to the radical. Use the media against itself. Let itself cannibalize. Yeah, exactly. I did not accept the bribes over here, so I have nothing to be worried about with regards to Marcel. So yeah, he needs to be investigated. We certainly can. I wish we had proof of the incident. It would help in a case against him. You mean the president being a witness isn't, not just a witness, but a target isn't enough? Carl sighed. Last but not least is the opposition leader. Oh, damn, friends Richter. We have received intelligence that he has connections to Arcasia. Oh, damn, dude, it's coming through. This is actually real. Yo, we yelled at Orso Hawker for being a conspiracy theorist, but here it is. Oh, no. Oh, no. I would say I'm 20% surprised. Something had to be up, but I'm still a little surprised. No, Jazzy, we didn't know that he had these connections. We just knew that he would go there for, like, you know, what are they called? Conferences and stuff like that. I wouldn't describe that as a connection. So, I mean, let's see what he means by connections. But that's I assume this is a bit more politically inclined. Upon further inquiries, we can't see anything illegal here besides a mismatch of information. Oh, okay. Listen here. The old guard must have pushed us forward. We shouldn't even consider moving on the reformist leader in our position. Okay. Hang on a second. Oh no. What is going on here? Oh, damn. Is this the old guard just pushing stuff? Richter is a loyal servant of Sordland. The old guard are trying to pressure him. He must have some dirt on him. We should look deeper. There's nothing illegal, so why even talk about this? I can get behind that statement. He's a free man. It's a free country. It's a free continent. Think we'll have to have Richter over for dinner, if you know what I mean. Oh god, David. Okay, I want to see what he says about, like, okay, why are we talking about this if it's nothing illegal? Is it politically motivated? Derp Anarchist suggests 3. I'm seeing some calls for 2. Personally, I think I'm leaning towards 2 as well. We trust no one. Speaking absolutely accurately. All right, let's go with 2 over here. Why are we discussing this? I wanted to disclose all of the information that the ACP has. Okay, fair enough. There are so many potential corruption cases here. You're going to ask me which one to prioritize, aren't you? There it is. Therefore, we need to pick a faction to focus on. We can't investigate everyone within the remainder of this term and come up with a thorough and compelling case. The most logical step would be to use the ACP to pressure either the oligarchs or the old guard. Where should we concentrate our anti-corruption efforts? I think we should focus on the old guard here. They stand directly in between us and one of our biggest, objectives of this term. Dude, ease. Good luck, buddy. Hope it's a short one. Shorter than 30 minutes. Yeah, no surprise here. Decision time. I think the old guard. I think Hawker and the old guard makes the most sense. It'll be tough because again, we need to make sure that the assembly is with us. See, the corruption among the oligarchs is hurting us financially. Oh man, this is rough. Corruption is awesome, Sean. Oh god, ease. Good luck, dude. Those are the worst. Break a leg, preferably theirs. Agreed. Let's go with 1, but it'll probably be the hardest. Yeah, I think it'll be the toughest, but I think it's also the most rewarding, most directly in ties with what we need. Because those guys can stop our reforms from going through, right? Getting the old guard paves the way for more work against the oligarchs. That's true as well. Yeah, let's go with 1 here. Focus anti-corruption investigations on Hawker and the old guard. Yes, sir. We'll focus our research and investigations on the old guard. Well, it has been decided. That should conclude the meeting. Thank you for your time, Carl. It is a privilege to work with you, President Rain. Good day. Carl and Lucian left the room. Well, at least one of the cops is on our side, so that's good. That's good. Focus on the Hawker. Show him 2 can play at that game. 2 can play at that game. Oh my god. Down with the old guard it is, yeah. It would be consistent with me yelling at Hawker, I suppose so. Ooh. Oh, is it time for trade talks? Alright, see now here... Oh, looks like it is, yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. We'll be checking the news first. But as we go into these trade talks, it's important to remember that we have had an unfair advantage against Agnolia, and they've been pretty adamant about kind of leveling that advantage a bit, at least on the lead up over here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of have to give a little to get a little, right? Let's not forget that Agnolia would be a crucial ally against Rumburg. So if we have to, if we have to bend our will a bit, then we can do that up there. Down over here, though, with Welan, now these guys are problematic to say the least for the region as a whole. How much am I willing to bend for them? Thing is, I'm curious if I'm able to say I'll help them, and then, you know, if things get a little too dirty, if I can, like, stab them in the back, as it were. But getting in here could be very beneficial to Sordland in the future, because these guys are they're I hesitate to call them a rogue state, but they're barely a state. They're suffering a lot, and they need to be built up, and if we can be a part of that economic construction or reconstruction or what have you, then it gets us some early inroads. At least that's what my understanding of what the game has told us so far. We'll probably check out Agnolia first. I feel like our conversation there would be relatively simpler, you know, just about a bunch of pomp and ceremony and just both sides being disgustingly polite to each other, you know, the usual. But let's check the news first. Anti-corruption police force formed. A special police department has been formed to fight corruption within the state, businesses, and the police itself. The new anti-corruption force, Anti-Corruption Police, AKP, will be serving its duties under the Justice Ministry of Sordland. Neo Morgna, Carl Grieser, and other government officials spent the past months building the anti-corruption department from scratch. The unit consists of officers from the General Police Service, the Justice Ministry, and the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. "We're ready," said Carl Grieser, the newly appointed chief of the Anti-Corruption Police. "We're already conducting a crackdown at corruption within our state institutions. Our officers started working on the intelligence reports," Grieser said. Alright, sounds good, sounds good. Agnolia reminds me of Iraq, despite the Polish-sounding names. Well, there's a lot of inspiration, like, they're pulling inspiration from a variety of states, not just in present times, but also pasts and whatnot. There are a couple of parallels I can certainly draw across the board with regards to things that are going on in this part of the world. Looking for the words there. All right, let's go ahead and dive on into Agnolia. Are we not trusting Sean? Should I tell? I'll be the most corrupt politician. Oh, okay, I see. that all I had to read was that first quarter of that statement there, and I see where Spindle's coming from. Oh man. Benjamin Tang's rejoining as a member. I know it said new member there, but I'm fairly certain that's a rejoin. Thank you very much, buddy, if you are hanging out in chat right now, or if that was just while watching another video. Appreciate it greatly. Again, channel memberships really help out, keep us running smoothly, unlike this administration. Alright, let's dive into this conversation here. Trade talks with the Prime Minister of Agnolia. Sordland 1. Flight to Stockport. Okay. It's the name of our Air Force One equivalent, I suppose. We need Agnolia's support more as of now. Yeah, exactly. I feel like we need to kind of meet them in the middle, and it's only fair to do so. We've been taking advantage of them for some time. Sordland 1's flight from Hulsor to Stockport took 3 hours, but went very smoothly. We were about to touch down. David left his seat and came over while Simon was enjoying his newspaper. "Looks like we're about to land, Mr. President." I looked outside. I could see Helgeland, the island in between Volksland and Agnolia. Oh, that's going to become a problem as soon as these conversations are done, right? So many conflicts over a small piece of land. The island can barely sustain itself without outside help. I know, I was just thinking the same thing. If I was in the shoes of the Agnolian Prime Minister, I would do anything to protect the motherland. I don't blame them. It is in a very strategic position. It kind of is. It controls the straits here, right? Certain. If you have Helgeland, that means you're in control of the whole Valgos Channel. Oh yeah, the channel, sorry, not the straits. Literally says channel right here. I suspect it will be one of the topics that Mr. Van Horten will bring up as a bargaining chip. We must be very careful. Helgeland might be under the control of Agnolia, but the international community is yet to recognize it. For good reason, too. Yeah, nobody wants to make an enemy of Volksland, especially because of the support of United Cantana and CSP. CSP is... oh, the Cantana Security Pact. I guess this is the Warsaw Pact equivalent. I don't care who we are against. We will cross that bridge when we come to it, okay? Me included, I wouldn't want to do anything to injure our relationship with Vogsland. Ooh. Tough. Tough. Love all this talk of being generous and fair when our budget is -3 and economic development is at 1 out of 10. True, but I feel like if we're fair, we end up with a successful deal. If we're unfair, we might not. That's my concern, right? What happens if if all these talks have been wasted? I don't care who. Oh, damn it. You know what? Nah, I wouldn't want to do anything to injure our relationship with Vogsland. They are they're a potential threat. Pantern, you're suggesting 1. I guess 1 is at least non-committal. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, is a fair thing to say. Igneous Bushby, I hope I got that right. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, man, Friday afternoon meetings are, like, what's wrong with you? Like, that's the worst thing to do. Why? Unless it's absolutely necessary. Monday morning meetings are also absolutely rude. Do they not know that I'm streaming Crusader Kings at the time? We have a deal already. We don't want to appear weak and desperate, or do we? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Or when we come to it, as this game puts it. We should try to look at the bigger picture. Simon folded his newspaper, got up from his seat, and sat right next to us. Aside from the point of Helgeland, we need to be careful with the additional requests. According to the deal that was negotiated so far, they want to sell us their steel for a higher price, and they're requesting easier access to our agricultural market. In return, they're promising cash flow and investments, especially in the Agnoland region. It's not hard to guess why. Precisely. Agnolian immigrants in our Agnoland region make up a good chunk of their region's economy now. During the initial negotiations, they brought up the topic of immigration many times. The fact that we have relaxed our immigration laws will help tremendously. Let's see if we can shake hands on it. The pilot made an announcement that the descent had started. David and Simon went back to their seats. I took another look outside the window. I could see Stalport, the capital city of Agnolia. The large dockyards of the city and the canals appeared closer as our descent continued. Stalport was certainly a fitting name due to stall, meaning canal. A couple minutes later, we finally touched down. The plane parked. I took a final look out from the window. The welcoming ceremony from Agnolia was waiting along the red carpet outside. Oh dear, one of these things. After the guards made their way out, I exited the plane. I'll wave at the crowd. I suspect they're expecting a photo opportunity or two over here. Wave at the crowd. What's the term I'm looking for? Ingrain myself with the people? Ingratiate? Is that one of those words? I waved at the crowd that gathered. There were many camera flashes. I started to make my way downstairs. Prime Minister Van Horten was nowhere in sight. Instead, I was greeted by the foreign minister. Oh, rude! After handshakes and a couple of photos, I moved to the car where Serge was waiting to make our way to the office of the Prime Minister. Oh, hang on a second. That ain't right. Wave to people, kiss babies, etc., etc. Yeah, all that stuff. Igneous Bushby, new sub in part to your Bannerlord stuff. Oh, sounds good. Hope you're enjoying the show there. If you're not in our Discord already, don't hesitate to join in on the Discord. Lots of talk about Bannerlord and all sorts of other games as well. Just a nice chill community to hang out with. Link is in the description down below. Hope you're enjoying the Bannerlord stuff. That story has been wild. It's been wild. After handshakes and a couple of photos, I moved to the car right where Serge was waiting to make our way to the office of the Prime Minister. Good day, sir. I hope the flight was comfortable. Yes, it was. Thank you, Serge. I got in the car and we made our way through the foreign streets. Our convoy was protected by Swordish and Agnolian guards in their vehicles. We began driving by the highway beside the port and saw dozens of dockyards and ships anchored. Some of the ships and machinery looked old. The city itself looked very grey and grim. The buildings had a touch of Rumburg's famous monarchian architecture with a mixture of Swordish signature domes on the older ones. We were now on the main road to the office of the Prime Minister. Looks like they're not too happy to see you, sir. Serge pointed at the crowd that gathered on both sides of the street. It was a protest. They were shouting and yelling at our convoy. Some of them held signs written in Swordish. Sordland must pay its debts to Agnolia. Oh dear, this is gonna be a thing. Yes, XX Sword, I'm not sure. Did he not fly with us, or did he drive up here? Did he fly on a separate plane? Seems wasteful. You know, I never knew Agnolians were so ungrateful. Not everyone sees a great leader like you every day. You're absolutely right, sir. You're so ungrateful. They can yell all they want. There have been so many issues in Sordland, I don't know if I can call myself a great leader. I wonder what propaganda their state is feeding them. Oh dear, I don't know about any of these options. Jazzy B, yeah. Good point. The highway will eventually help make this drive easier for people like Surge, I suppose. Call them out on being ungrateful. I mean, we've been their friend, right? I suppose we could call them ungrateful. 3 is at least humble. That's true. It sounds like fishing for compliments a little bit. There have been so many issues in Sordland, I don't know if I can call myself a great leader. Yeah, there's that fine line between humble and self-deprecating. Exactly. Maybe 2, they can yell all they want. I don't want to go with... Yeah, I feel like 4 is like just setting the wrong tone for everything. I feel like 1 is a little too... Now that I think it's a little... I don't know. Elitist, maybe? Sure. Let's try. Let's try and be humble here. Let's see what that nets us, if anything. There have been so many issues in Sordland, I don't know if I can call myself a great leader. 3 is true. Yeah, true. Sir, humility is important, but not in this case. They were always scared of Sordland's potential, and now they're afraid that a lion leads Sordland. They are afraid of you. Not just that, but you were a man selfless enough that you would pay for your driver's children. A true leader, I dare say. Yeah, damn right, buddy. How is little Anton doing? Trying to build a personal relationship as opposed to... This sounds a little self-aggrandizing. Yeah, I treat my people well. So what the hell? Don't mention it. It's polite, but how is little Anton doing, I think, is a... Yeah, it's nice to check in. Be genuine as opposed to surface level, right? 2 is let them eat cake. Oh, man. Yeah, basically. He's fine, sir. A strong boy. Taken after his namesake, for sure. Stop fluffing me, man. The convoy started slowing down. We've arrived, sir. The car continued through the gates while the security vehicles went the other way. We finally came to a stop in front of the door. Surge left the car and opened the car door. I exited and began walking to the door where dozens of press and the Prime Minister were waiting for me. Man, this guy's gonna try something, isn't he? Not meeting me at the airport is that's a stance. That is a stance. Surging up those compliments, God. Surge is my cheerleader now. Yeah, apparently. Surge is not just a homie, but the homie. Yeah, for real. I saw the Prime Minister much more clearly as I neared the door. He was shorter than I thought. Mr. President, welcome to Agnolia and to the beautiful city of Stockport. Ah, God damn it. Here goes. Time to put on our diplomat's mask. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. It is great to be here. He reached out for a handshake. The press surrounding us had been waiting for this moment. Shake hands and hug after. We shook hands, and I went for a hug, which was received well by the Prime Minister. The press went wild and took more pictures. He gestured to the entrance of the 200-year-old Parliament building. This way, please. We entered, and the press followed us inside. I would like to present you with a gift as a sign of friendship in between our countries. An assistant showed up immediately with a large glass box in her hands. It contained a single parchment inside. Yeah, exactly. We gotta show unity. Kiss Panther Wolf. Yeah, should have been an option. You know the what I've typically thought of as like the European style kissing on the cheeks, like one left, one right, but you're not sure if it's one each or if it's like 2 each, and some people do like 3 each, or some people just grab you by the shoulders and go for 5 kisses. Guys, yeah. They basically say they don't respect you. Remember, be polite but strong. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Gotta be polite but strong. That's the diplomat's mask. It's not being a doormat, right? This here is one of the first treaties written in between Sordland and Agnolia, just like the one you've prepared with Mr. Whiskey before my term. May it mark the renewal of our friendship today as well. That's actually quite a cool gift. Yeah, that's ridiculously dope. Can you imagine getting something like the Magna Carta or something as a gift? I mean, not that this is at that level. This is a, you know, maybe not the best comparison, but that's a historical document still, you know? This is an amazing gift. Thank you. Our photos were taken again. I gestured at one of my retainers who was holding our gift to the Prime Minister. Ooh. Okay, gift one of the original copies of the first Constitution. That sounds, it's, you know, an equal trade, as it were. Gift a swordish-bred puppy despite Martin's known fear of dogs. No. Give an ornamented ceremonial sword made of swordish steel. Ooh, hold on a second. Agnolia. Steel is a part of our conversation. I feel like that's a bit rude. Is it not? It's between 1 or 3. I'm seeing calls for 3 over here. I mean, swords are cool. Let's make sure swords are cool isn't overpowering the political play here. 3 would be indicative of a military pact. 3 is a jerk move. They want access to our steel. That's what I'm thinking. After his amazing gift, 1 is the only. I feel like the original copy of the first Constitution is the way to go. If we make a military pact, then we can send him a sword later. But oh God, Natalie, we are swordish. yeah. I feel like giving him this steel gift is like it's like spitting in his face. It's like, yes, look how good our steel is. You know, I think 1 is the way to go. I'm seeing some calls for 1. I think some switches over to 1 as well. As much as I love that pun, Natalie, a big driving force of many of this administration's decisions, I think we give him the original copies of the first Constitution of Sordland. We'll give you the steel. No, I think we stick with 1 here. Oh God, our gift was one of the original copies of the first Constitution of Sordland. Ah, an excellent copy. I've always wondered what one of the originals looked like. Thank you for this excellent gift. The cameras flashed once again. Let them eat swords? Oh dear. Let's go to my office. Follow me. Now the facade will drop, right? I followed him and we entered the office of the Prime Minister. It was a room of wooden minimalist decoration. It was far more modest than I expected. We sat down. He leaned back and made himself comfortable. Sheesh. Thankfully done with the ceremonies. I was just about to say the same. I'm not fond of these either. Feel like that's not only true, but also playing into his sentiments. It's one of the tougher parts of our job. He got up from his chair and moved over to the bar. There were many varieties of liquor. The belly comes out, the cigar is lit, and the president burps. Yeah. Would you like a drink, Mr. Rain? Ooh. I think just water is fine. We're here to have an important discussion. Oh, I don't know, man. This is always so tough. I wouldn't mind some Agnolian vodka is a nice, polite thing to say, I suppose. You know, partake in his people's, stuff. Yeah, fine, let's do this. Wouldn't mind some Agnolian vodka. Ah, you know your drink. He poured the drinks and gave mine to me before sitting down again. Oh, damn, we're gonna get poisoned, aren't we? Let's go straight to business. A true gentleman, I can respect that about you, Mr. Horten. What was that protest outside? Can't you control them? Okay, no, we're not gonna do that. That's just asking him to tell me why he needs to push me around here. A true gentleman. I can respect that about you, Mr. Horten. This is how we do things in Agnolia, Mr. Rain. I appreciate the kind words, but flattery alone won't sway me this day. It wasn't flattery. I'll dive off a cliff. First of all, I would like to say that I've been watching your recent changes to the immigration policy. I'm glad that you have decided to keep it relaxed. Immigrants are very important for beneficial economical development, and we believe that very much in Agnolia. It is reassuring to see Sordland move into a more modern direction. Don't pick a fight at every turn. Don't pick a fight at every turn. Thank you. Gotta keep telling myself that. Again, we gotta be diplomatic. Hi, Luca. This is Suzerain. It's a text-based RPG where you play as the president of a troubled country where everything is falling apart. There's a recession, there's crime, there's protests, there's riots, and you're trying to get everything in order. Set around the 1950s equivalent. Hydrate or dihydrate? You know what? Actually, give me a quick sec here, folks. I am actually starting to lose my voice here. Need some water. I don't want to dehydrate. It is a hot day as well, like I said. If you didn't go water in game, at least remember to hydrate in life. Oh, Natalie. I see where that came from now. Yes, thank you. He took a sip from his vodka. So tell me, Mr. Ray, is Sordland a reliable trading partner to Agnolia? Oh, not if you keep acting like you have the upper hand. As long as Agnolia is a reliable trading partner, yeah. I just feel like that's fair. Because again, we don't want to be a doormat, but we don't want to be rude either. We need each other. Nobody here has all the cards. As long as Agnolia is a reliable trading partner. I can assure you, we are. He paused for a moment. It was a good move to start building that highway. Overall, this will positively affect our trade. Well done, Mr. Rain. Don't need your compliments. I didn't do it for Agnolia. I did it for the people of Sordland. No need for flattery. I thought we were just talking about how flattery won't sway anything today. No need for flattery. I give credit when it's necessary. Van Horten leaned back further in contemplation. Are you going to talk all day about what I've done, or are we going to sign this deal? Huh, so what's it going to be? Interesting. I don't like either of these options. I don't like either of these options. I tell him you take compliments in the form of money. I feel like one is a bit more friendly, I suppose. Yeah, exactly. One is less rude. Yeah, what's it gonna be? First of all, if we shake hands on it, this agreement is going to be really beneficial for both of us. You should be able to solve your recession in no time with the investment and money flow coming from us. This is, as you know, on top of the reduced tariffs for trade in between our countries. Of course, in return, as discussed between my people and your people before, you will allow us privileged access to your agricultural market. You will be buying steel from us for a higher price, which is a small price to pay, really. That is the deal. There we go. Yeah, but they were going to export steel to us, so yeah. There we go. Take compliments in the form of a signature. Yeah, honestly. I mean, if their people and my people have had these conversations, I put my faith in my people, right? I assigned them to this task for a reason. They must have hashed it out. They must have thought this through. This must be the most reasonable deal that they could come to. What do you say, Mr. Rain? Are you serious? Another hit to our budget? Oh my god, are you goddamn kidding me? This is supposed to help our recession. It is making it worse? What the hell? Steal yourself for a deal gone bad? Yeah, for real. Yeah, paying more for steel, I guess, but yeah, Saket's reaction there is just about mine. Bruh, what the hell? Combined with a highway, it should help, though, right? I mean, I suppose. I think we have to do it. I think we have to do it. That's the problem with being generous and fair. Yeah, it's about the long term. That's like, look, if we were thinking short term all the way through, we wouldn't be at -3. We would have kept our budget tight. We wouldn't have given money for all those developments that we gave money for. We pay more for steel. They get access to farms, but more. There are more investments coming from their state into ours. So more relaxed tariffs as well. That goes two ways. Laughing Badger, how's it going? Glad you can make it in today. I mean, again, like, I trust that my people have done their job right? You headed out, Wickles? Sounds good. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you had a good time, and hope if I don't catch you before the stream ends, then have a great weekend ahead of you. This weekend's gonna be pretty wild for me. I'm gonna try and be in the Discord and stuff a lot, but it's gonna be a pretty crazy weekend. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, very exciting stuff going on, but it means that I'm basically either working or napping for these last handful of days. But hopefully I'll catch you in the Discord. This is tough. This is tough. Admiral, found your channel from the Distant Worlds 2 video. Ah, sounds good. Glad you found it. Hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you were enjoying some of the other stuff on the channel. Sorry, I just caught your message there, buddy. Distant Worlds 2 is looking absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to dive into that game. What happens if we choose 3? I feel like we could try. I feel like he's just going to be like, yo, we talked about this. I think we accept this deal and hold your nose. Oof. Double-edged sword, that statement. The radios came through, so hopefully this will too, I guess, yeah. Yeah, trust in the whiskey. Trust in the whiskey. That's potentially my motto, I suppose. Oh, goddamn. Yeah, we're gonna get assassinated anyway. All right, I accept. I mean, supposedly this will help solve our situation. Long-term thinking, right? No pain, no gain. Exactly, Ted Knight. 3 seems like it'll lead to negotiation, but 100%, look, I'm putting myself in that guy's shoes. If I say, look, this doesn't work out, like, oh, let's try and figure this out a bit more, I'd be like, no, listen, I trust my guys. Do you not trust your guys? This is the best deal. We're not changing the deal, not without the ability to consult my guys again. Like, I would be very upset if I was told that you want to change it at the nth hour, right? So, I guess I accept. Holy crap. Excellent. Before we dive into the paperwork for the trade deal, I want to offer you another possibility. Oh. What the... Come on, man. What is this nonsense? I would like to expand on our newly found partnership. Oh, this might actually be good for us. We have regional forces like Rumberg that has been imposing danger on both of our countries. I'm of the mind that we must unite. So, by the powers bestowed upon me as the Prime Minister of Agnolia, I'm offering a military alliance between Sordland and Agnolia. Okay, he's not altering the deal. He's adding to it. It's separate from the previous conversation. Fair enough. Okay, that's not what I thought he was going for. We do want to join. Again, we talked about this before, right? Because Rumberg is a threat. My only concern, he says, what do you think? My only concern is that this will pull us into the situation with the island as well. It might get us in trouble with Volksland, but we are currently in trouble with Rumberg. We've done a little bit of future thinking with regards to our budget. It's time to do a little bit of... we've done a bit of far future thinking with regards to our budget. Let's do some near future thinking with regards to Rumberg. I think we should accept over here. They do have a weak military. This is true. It's not all that strong. But between... Like, if it adds to ours, though, like, who else would join us? Who else would join us here? Yeah, exactly, classified. I'm glad somebody mentioned good old Vader. Rumberg has a overwhelming military, jeez. It is better than nothing, I agree. It is better than nothing. Though I wonder if, like... See, I wonder if we say no here, if it opens doors to other conversations. But, the old saying, one in the hand, two in the bush, right? Volksland, good point, Jazzy B, as well. Volksland might not take too kindly with how we treated the Red Youth. Dealings with Volksland might expand into picking a side as far as the two power blocks are concerned, and we're trying to stay non-aligned. Oh, man. Yeah, we did reduce ours by half. We could take their help. That's a good point. I think we should accept. I think we should accept. And and try and form our own block, the non-aligned block. Pavel coming through. Sorry, I think I ate the V there. Pavel coming through with that super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Keep it up, you say. Again, that pair is coming in with a pair of dumbbells to keep up his appearances. Oh man, I should stop. Thank you very much though, for real. I appreciate that greatly. Like I said before, like I say always, those super chats really help out the channel. It really helps out the channel, really keeps these streams going as well. We went from having like no streams to having 2 streams to having 3 streams a week, and y'all have been absolutely mind-blowingly supportive, and it's been great. Thank you very much. Is Agnolia an allied? I don't think they are in one of the blocks. Number 2 makes me think you're in the back of the car making out with him. First base only, Mr. Prime Minister. David B, you're headed out. Sounds good, man. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you had a good time. Have yourself a wonderful Friday. If I don't catch you, then have yourself a wonderful weekend. Super puns funded by super chats. Agnolia is west leaning. Okay. But are they in a pact? Oh man, I think we should accept. Going into this, we were very much looking forward to making a deal with these guys, making a military pact with them. So why are we hesitating now? Because that's what I do. I think we should accept. You're saying go for 2 in the bush, Panther Wolf? All right, you know what? There's dissidence in, or rather dissonance, I should say, in chat. There's one way to solve this. There's one way to solve this. Alliance with Agnolia. Option 0 is abstain. Option 1 is yay. Option 2 is nay. I do believe that lines up with the game's options. Don't do it, says Natalie. I fear what making this poll happen will do. No poll, no vote. Choose yourself. All right, fine. That's the strongest opposition I've seen to a poll. All right, fine. Okay, you know what? Fine. It's not often I get that much of an opposition to a poll, so fair enough. I will make the decision myself. Cancel that poll before it goes live. And Panther and Wolf. Oh my God. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and accept. If it was entirely up to me, I would accept. So let's go ahead and accept. That is excellent to hear. Our ministers will go over the details later. I guess there's always time to renege. I hate reneging on stuff, but maybe necessary. Now that we have gone this far and are willing to enter an alliance, there is another topic that I would like to bring up. Stop it. Don't push your luck. Here it is. As you know, Helderland has been long contested in between Agnolia and Volksland. Those warmongers want to take back the island. Look at your own sentence. They want to take back the island. Yeah, it's their island, dude. You know how the international community does not recognize our rightful claim on the island, including Sordland. What better act to cement our alliance than announcing to the world that Sordland recognizes Helderland to be Agnolian territory? You're asking too much here. This might all fall apart here. I've already... Oh, god damn it, man. This stuff is just... It stresses me out. Why do I do this to myself every Friday? Stuff stresses me out. Nah, he's asking for too much here. We've given him enough. Yeah, he's shut down teams, dude. Welcome back. Natalie P. You're a rallying cry. Getting a forced... end to the poll there. No. I already gave him the alliance. He's asking for too much here. How much do you want me to bend? What were you going to say? Oh, that's great. Cool. Glad you're accepting that the island belongs to us. Hey, actually, I would like to ask one more thing. Can I have a chunk of your territory? Like, when's it going to stop? You're asking for too much here, man. It is understandable, but it won't push too much on the matter. We've achieved enough for today. Exactly. God damn. Well then. He stood up from his chair. We must continue the official program. As you know, we will pay a visit to our founder's grave for another ceremony. Afterwards, we'll move on to the state dinner. I won't be joining. It's time we're on our way back home. No. You got to keep up the pomp and ceremony, right? You got to. Especially if our two nations are going to be cooperating more. After you. As soon as we left the office, I briefed Simon and David on the outcome of the meeting. The rest of our state trip was full of fake smiles, handshakes, incredibly long ceremonies, and even longer meetings between our ministers and their counterparts. When we came to the end of the trip, the way back was mostly silent. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief when we touched down on Hullsword. It was time to discuss the good news. Man, I don't know about this. I'll be honest. I don't know about this. This guy needs to know how to say no. You mean me, or you mean Anton? I can be a bit of a people pleaser. I know I have this is a problem all my life. There's a German island called Helgoland, and I can't stop thinking they're squabbling over a tiny vacation place without cars. Hey man, vacation destinations are good for tourism money. Very good for tourism money. BM, how's it going, buddy? Good morning, man. Glad you can make it in. Black Sunday time. Yeah, exactly. God. Jazzy B, for the record, the city of Dorn in Rumburg was once part of Agnolia till they conquered it, so they have experience of losing land too. Yeah, no, I remember that being not just in the wiki, but it's all, or in the codex, but it's also mentioned at some point. It was mentioned that they made that push down south and took Dome or Dome. Dome. I'm assuming it's Dome. Yes, ease. We dropped our budget by one more step. You know, doing what we need to do to hopefully recover eventually. Recovered trade volume. Oh, hey, that's good. Recent successful efforts in signing a new comprehensive trade deal has recovered the trade volume of Sordland to pre-recession levels. Oh, that's actually okay. That's actually good. Military. I believe our. Where is? I'm guessing joint military exercises is the updated thing, because nothing else is highlighted. The Swedish Armed Forces began conducting joint military exercises with its allies, there it is, to improve military coordination. Good stuff. I gave away the farm. I should hope not. I should hope not. We'll find out. I mean, I almost literally gave away the farm. I guess they have privileged access to our agricultural industry. Agnolia priority in agriculture market. Agnolia is entitled to priority access and purchase of any agricultural products with reduced tariffs that was produced in Sordland. I mean, hopefully... Who else are we trading our agricultural goods with anyway, right? Higher price steel imports from Agnolia. Sordland is importing steel from Agnolia at double the price compared to other countries. Yo, that's a pretty... That ain't right. That's not fair. Maybe you could have negotiated a better deal in exchange for recognition? Maybe. A lot of ifs, I suppose. I'm curious how else that could have gone. I'm curious if we could have kind of bent his arm and resulted in a better deal for us, but I have my doubts. Oh, BM, dude, that's awesome. Congratulations. That's sweet, dude. Went from contract to full-time employee. Sounds great, man. Celebrating this weekend? Popping open a bottle of champagne or wine or whiskey or something? That's wild. Even playing this before, the outcome of trade talks can go different ways depending on all sorts of decisions. Ah, interesting. There is the news to contend with first, and then we can go ahead and have these other trade talks. I'm a little worried about these ones, because I'm going to have a hard time seeing eye to eye with their leader. Sordland and Agnolia enter alliance. The radical journalist arrested. Let's start with this. The Swedish authorities detained the journalist John Dandern of one of the country's opposition newspapers. The radical on Monday for... Sorry, the comment threw me off there. The Swedish authorities detained the journalist John Dandern of one of the country's opposition newspapers, The Radical, on Monday for suspected links to the militant organization Red Youth. Earlier today, the police claimed that they discovered Dandern to have close ties with the banned Red Youth organization. The police released the reason for the arrest in a statement, claiming that he was suspected of planning violent attacks against the state. Okay, so a domestic terrorist then. Don't call them a journalist. Sordland and Agnolia enters alliance. Okay. Sordland is entering a military alliance with Agnolia along with a new trade deal between the two countries, which comes into effect on Tuesday. Agnolian Prime Minister Van Horten told reporters that this alliance is a historic development that will boost both our countries economically and diplomatically. He also mentioned that this will help both countries stay strong against external threats, pointing out the open threats both countries receive from their neighbor, Rumburg. Apart from the military alliance, Sordland will also open its agricultural market to Agnolia with a new trade agreement. The deal will also see an increase in trade volume between the two countries, particularly Agnolian steel. We will continue to advocate for continued fair trade between our two countries in a relationship that has been extraordinarily beneficial to both Agnolia and Sordland, Van Horten said. He congratulated President Rain for bringing the two countries closer again. Nice. Admiral Tyrannel, hardly freedom of speech being a part of a terrorist organization. Darkness descends. Here goes the radical. Our respected correspondent and columnist, journalist John Dandern, was arrested among several others yesterday after trying to report on the police's arrests of members of the socialist unions. He was immediately arrested on scene without being given a reason. Without providing evidence, the prosecutors said that the detainees were suspected of committing crimes on behalf of Red Youth militants, who Hallsword has accused of organizing terrorist attacks and a coup attempt against the Swordish government. Dandern was known for his heavy criticisms of the government and has reported many significant stories which the government wished remained secret. As a journalist who fought for the truth, we are perfectly aware of the real reasons behind this arrest. Today, darkness has descended on the radical. We have lost a great journalist. It is a dark day for journalism in Sordland. We, the team here at the Radical, condemn this arrest and ask the government to reevaluate their decisions. We ask that Dandern be released, and we promise to the Swordish people that nothing will stop us from sharing the truth with you. We will not be silenced. The morning will come. You'll go through trial, If he's innocent, we'll figure it out. We should just skip reading the Radical, honestly. Geopolitical. Hegel. Van Horten is playing with fire. Yesterday morning, Chancellor of Volksland Hegel delivered a press conference in Helm about the escalating tensions in Helgeland. During the press release, he said, Agnolia's unlawful occupation of the island will not stop us from doing whatever it takes to protect our people living in Helgeland. He heavily criticized and condemned Prime Minister Van Horten, saying, We are dealing with an illegal occupation force which doesn't refrain from entering our territorial waters without asking our permission. Van Horten is playing with fire, and if he is not careful, he might get burned, said Hegel. Wow! Geopolitical will be watching the developments closely. Oh, dude, those are some serious fighting words. New alliance in Eastern Maricopa. As a result of his recent Agnolian visit, President Rain and Prime Minister Van Horten have made a joint announcement that Sordland and Agnolia will enter an alliance. The ever-changing political landscape of Eastern Maricopa is about to change again. The effects of this alliance and the grander scheme will mean an increased trade and, more importantly, military deterrent against the foes of the two countries. This is especially important following the heightened tensions in between Agnolia and Volksland. President Rain's Agnolia visit has certainly been fruitful for Sordland so far. Hey man, some good news actually. This isn't bad. This is some decent news. This is some decent news overall in our favor. A little worrying, but that's just the time. Oh yeah, this game is super fun. And honestly, there are so many various ways things could play out. The reason this journalist was arrested was because I banned the two youth organizations that were causing riots and burning books and murdering politicians. Because of how I approached that, many hours ago, now we're getting these situations as well. It's pretty intense. The game has a lot of variety and stuff, and it constantly reveals a new set of surprises, I would say. It was actually one of my, I have a video on the channel which is gems you might have missed from 2020, and this was kind of high on that list. It wasn't a ranked list, but if it were, this would be high on that list. This is a big and fantastic game from 2020, late 2020, I should say. Sorry, we have news over here. What's the deal here? Rioters arrested. The protests and occasional looting of the past weeks has ceased in the city of Lenkirk. Lenkirk police have reported that the situation is now under control, and thousands of arrests have been made while quelling the situation. Good stuff. Both book burnings and politician murders was the Young Swords. The Red Youth killed people as well. It's not just about political murders. The Red Youth murdered people as well in cold blood. So yeah, I made you buy it. Well, I hope you enjoy it. You cannot play as other countries. No, you play as Sordland specifically. All right, let's fly to Raklovitz, is how I assume you pronounce that, and see what goes down over here. It's not about quantity. Murder is murder. I don't care if you killed more people or fewer people. You killed people. Murder is murder. If you're willing to kill one, yeah, murder is murder. Sordland 1's flight from Hallsword to Raklovitz took approximately 5 hours. Despite heavy turbulence, I managed to sleep a little. Oh, is that symbolic? We had a smooth flight up north. We're having a turbulent flight over here. I don't know how I feel about this. Along with Simon and David, we landed at the international airport of the capital city of Welan. Our aim here was to finalize the trade deal drafted in between Sordland and Welan. Shortly after our plane landed, the door opened, and the sun blinded me for a moment. I stepped outside. Is this, like, there was no conversation on the flight over? Jazzy B says, looking forward to this visit very much. Well, that's a troubling statement if I ever saw one. I saw the soldiers lined up on either side of a red carpet. There must have been at least 100 soldiers. The marching band started playing, and the soldiers immediately saluted me. Oh, no. -1 budget, here we come, potentially. Oh, God. Okay, I'll salute the soldiers. It's the nice thing to do. I don't know why there's... I guess I'll salute them so they can be at ease. It's the right thing to do. The irony if you just lost your life in a plane crash instead, and we just continue the game, is Frank. That's not how democracy works. It's not hereditary. That would be funny. Just an instant switch to this authoritarian system. Where is Sordland on this map? Sordland is all these multiple colors. That is Sordland. The colors represent the various states or provinces. I'm not sure if they're states or provinces. Can't remember now. These are all our states. So we're a pretty large country. I saluted the soldiers. At the bottom of the stairs, Victor Smolak was waiting for me next to a military jeep with a few soldiers by his side. There were a few reporters on the side waiting with their cameras. Oh man, all this heavy militarization. Play as Peter. Yeah, exactly. I guess we take over as Peter. That would be yeah, we would be the party kings. If Welan ends up attacking, are they going to make a YouTube video involving pumpkins? I don't follow. I feel like there's a joke there I'm missing. At least he personally met me. This is true. But I'm not liking how militarized this meeting is. He was a tall man, almost as... Oh, he's got a glorious mustache, though. He was a tall man, almost as tall as me. He was wearing large sunglasses, and his attire was a regular suit, contrasting with the military attire of everyone else in the field. Well, at least there's that. Mr. President, welcome to Raklovitz. I don't know why I said that like a welcome to Jurassic Park, but bear with me. He immediately motioned for an embrace. We hugged, and many cameras went off at the same time. He turned around for a couple of additional poses. Pull them aside for a couple more poses yourself. It's like a power move over here. He hasn't earned the hug. Yeah, that's how I felt a little bit, right? It's a Welan joke. Yeah, I don't know, I'm blanking here. Remember, wave, kiss babies, drink alcohol, and cave into their demands. God damn it, Jesse B. Nice to see you, Mr. President. Be polite. I don't need to... This isn't a photo op. I'm a little more apprehensive about this meeting. Now that the pleasantries are done, let's go. We'll take the Jeep for a tour. With another tune from the marching band, we boarded the military Jeep. He sat in the driver's seat, and I sat next to him. Oh, wow, okay. He's driving personally? Oh, gotcha, BM. Sorry. Okay. My brain was on a completely different track there. My bad. Classified. Yeah, let me talk to you. Mustache to mustache. I must ask you a couple questions. Frank doesn't have to be president. It would be interesting to see how the family... Yeah, that would be interesting to play as Frank and then just see how we deal with losing, everything, I guess. As we started speeding up, the soldiers saluted again. Victor Smolak saluted back. This is his place. I will... Oh, damn, I don't know. I shouldn't be saluting them, right? Would I be saluting them? What's protocol? Yeah, he definitely wants a deal, Lakshay, exactly. I could go ahead and salute as well, I suppose. I don't... My security detail and Victor's security detail started following us immediately, along with a team of reporters. We'll first go to the city center to see the opening of a statue. Oh, no. I know whose statue it's gonna be. Yeah, but as we know, 6X Lord, saluting once is never enough, right? Yeah, you do salute soldiers of your allies, and they salute you. I just didn't know if, like, him saluting and me also saluting, like, you know what I mean? A statue of me you shouldn't have, right? Lots of calls for one over here. Alright, fair enough. Whose statue? It's mine, of course. Yeah, no surprise there. No surprise there. We kept making small talk about the flight and the weather until we started making our way into the city center. An extra word got dropped in there. On almost every corner, there were reporters taking photos of us. Oddly enough, every single street that we took seemed completely empty. Oh dear. Is this all a big photo op for you? How long is this going to take? Is Raklovitz always this empty? The locals closed down their businesses because of your visit so that you could enjoy the city more. Ah, there we are. We arrived at the city center. In the middle of a large plaza, there was a covered statue. Lots of people had gathered behind fences, and they were waving both Sordland and Welan flags. Victor waved back at them. This has got to be... It's all a setup. These are all hired actors, right? My people have been very supportive of this visit, Mr. President. I'm sure you are delighted to see. The man came closer to the fences and started yelling at Victor. With my limited knowledge of the Wezic language, I understood the words Victor and murderer. Almost instantaneously, 2 soldiers showed up from behind the man and he was taken away. Oh dear. You throwing up those red flags, 6X Lord? Yeah, a little bit. Thankfully, the sun is up. Today will be a good day for the reveal. I see that you know how to handle dissidents. Very good. Oh man, that just sounds so horrible. What will happen to the man who was protesting you? Oh, which man? That one in the crowd? Don't worry about the details. He must have been a troubled fellow. Let's focus on the event. This is not happening. This is not happening. At least he's honest about himself being a scumbag. Yes, that's true. If Ease had his own country, it would be Welan. Yeah, that guy's gonna get drawn and quartered, isn't he? We took our place in front of the statue. With a drum roll, the statue of Victor Smolek was uncovered. The statue was done pretty well, except that he was made more masculine. He was wearing a cloak and holding a sword in his hand. Ah, man, dude's got a cloak in his statue. Gotta give him points for that. Excellent statue. Very lifelike. What do you think? Our artists can do better in Sordland. I don't like this guy at all, yeah. A bit of waterboarding, an overnight stay in a mass grave. Overnight stay. Oh my god. Two because of the cloak. Yeah, he's trying to cloak his misdeeds. I like him now. Wow, that instant change in opinions. I guess we could. They forgot the. Yeah, exactly. I wish one of our comments could be like, yeah, no, it's not very accurate at all. No need to make enemies. I suppose I could smile and nod, appease him in this conversation, and then cut him down afterwards. I don't think we'll be making a deal over here. I feel very uncomfortable, and I know what he's gonna ask for. He's gonna ask for me to tighten my borders and shoot down people who are trying to escape his regime. Glad you appreciate the art behind it. Yeah, the artist certainly took some liberties, and that is what art is about, right? Join me for a walk. I followed him through the streets. At every corner, more and more photos were taken. We stopped in front of a pastry vendor on the street. Give me 2 strudels. The man behind the stand smiled and gave us 2 strudels. Are you going to pay for it? No, I'm gonna pay the street vendor. Put my hand on my wallet and brought up some money to give the vendor. Hold up. Your money doesn't count here. I got this. What are we, bros now? He handed the money to the street vendor. The cameras flashed again. Yeah, you just wanted the photo op, buddy. Afterwards, we walked a short distance to the palace. Passing the gates of the palace, we made our way into the main building, made from ivory-colored stones. The old guard towers flanked the magnificent main building from both sides. The inside of the palace was very spacious, with a very large chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Grand staircases made from the same ivory stone had red carpets on them. On both sides to the upper levels, guards stood with the traditional outfits of the old Wezic kingdoms. Dude, this is just a dictator's palace. Exactly, classified. Afterwards, it's not even afterwards. I'm sure once all the photographers left that corner, a bunch of this man's soldiers came over and emptied that guy's till. For sure, took all his money. Sounds like a creepy date. Yeah. It's not even his place. It's like an Airbnb, or he's rented one of his buddy's places. And he's yeah, check out my crib. It's like that scene from oh man. Oh, what was the name of that movie? It's got Terry Crews in it. He sings what's that song? I would walk 1,000 miles. I don't... Oh my god. I can't remember this. You know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all will know what I'm talking about. But that's what it sounds like when one of the two police officers takes a girl to not his house. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting completely sidetracked over here. Okay, we finally reached the office of the president of Welan. The door closed behind us. White chicks. Yes, white chicks. Albert, yes, I was like, it just hit me as yes, white chicks. Yes, thank you. God, that's certainly a movie. It's certainly a movie. Not The Dictator, though. That is also certainly a movie. Okay, we finally reached the office of the president of Welan. The door closed behind us. The interior boasted gold ornaments on the walls, ivory colors, and various jewels attached to different artifacts of old. As it was customary in Welan, we sat down on the carpet. Now we can talk about our trade deal. Finally. But before that, dude! I'm not liking his bait and switch, man. He clapped his hands twice. Bring the Keisha. Is that like shisha? A few assistants immediately entered the room, carrying a large ornamented Keisha, the well-known smoking instrument originating from Welan. So yes, it's the shisha. They immediately lit it up, and the room was filled with the smell of tobacco. He inhaled the smoke and handed me the Keisha. Suppose it would be polite to partake. Next thing is that he wants to share his shisha with you and have a jolly old time. Did you, Derp, did you call that, or did you know that was coming? Who's Keisha? She sounds pretty. Yeah, no, it looks enough like the word shisha that I was like, that's got to be like a shisha or hookah or argila. Goes by a couple names, doesn't it? Partake. It was probably the highest quality tobacco I had ever smoked. I handed it back. He took another puff, filling the room with more smoke. Weren't you giving up smoking, was I? This is different. It's, ceremonial. So, Mr. President. It's too long. Can I call you Anton? Sure. Again, be polite here to put the foot down later. Anton, tell me, what do you really think about Roomberg? A barking dog doesn't bite? It's not true. I can assure you that's not true. As somebody who has been bitten by a dog that bites. That barks as well as bites, I guess. They are a threat that needs to be dealt with. They can go to hell, not much in particular. Like any other country, they have their needs and their own agenda. Oh, interesting. All of these options are compelling. You can give up smoking several times, classified. Well put, well put. Yeah, I had the vodka, so having the Keisha is fine too, I suppose. Unless I was like vehemently anti-smoking, like I was running anti-smoking campaigns or something. They're a threat that needs to be dealt with is what I'm thinking. Not much in particular. Seems untrue. I feel like we need to be honest with this man. See if that, see how that swings the conversation. I'm seeing some calls for 4 or 3. They can go to hell. I'm going to avoid 3. That seems a little incendiary, which is why I want to avoid that. But I'm seeing some calls for 4. 2 is probably true, is what I was thinking as well. Not much in particular. Like any other country, they have their needs and their own agenda. I don't want to see. Okay, so here's my thinking here. Yeah, it is public knowledge that they threatened us. The reason why I don't want to say 4 is because that implies that behavior is acceptable, or rather, I will look the other way because I understand that every country has their own agenda. It's not true. Sometimes a country's agenda is problematic, and Welan's agenda is very much problematic. So I want to make it clear that I take issue with problematic agendas. Just because you're your own country doesn't mean you can do, doesn't mean I'm not going to have opinions on what you're up to. So they're a threat, and they need to be dealt with. Their needs are to seize Agnolian cities and Swordish farmlands? Nah, exactly, yeah, like, what do you mean agenda? Yeah. I'm going to stick with 2 here. I agree with your sentiments, Anton. They're a threat to everyone in the region. I assure you, their time will come. Jesus. Who do you think you are? Are you planning something? No, not yet. For now, I have something else in mind. I'm listening. He clapped his hands again. 2 assistants came in the room with a map of the border regions between Welan and Sordland. He pointed at the border. Our borders? No. Look, Bloods and their so-called BFF are causing problems for me in this region. I know that they are also a problem for you as well. I will not allow these traitors to exist in my border, so I'll hit them with all the might of Welan. These terrorists need to be destroyed. I call it Operation Bear Trap. Yo, how many references to the market are we gonna have in this game? We had Black Tuesday or whatever it was. Bear Trap is also a stock market term, though I understand he's not using it in that way. Aren't you now BFFs? Funny. Discount Saddam. Sure looks like he's about to do some proper gamer moves. Oh my god. Operation Bear Trap. Okay, I don't support any military action this close to our borders. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it makes me nervous. He lay back on the large pillow behind him. Here's the deal. I will give you the best trade deal in the region. You will give me your assistance crushing the terrorists on both of our borders. I need specifics. Actual terrorists, or do you want me to commit genocide here? Sure. My spies have infiltrated BFF cells and they have found caches of KA-74. We traced them back to Rumburg. This alone justifies my retaliation to protect my country. Okay. Worst of all, we also found that similar shipments are going to Sordland. Yes, Anton, you see, this is not just Welan's problem. Let's take a step back and talk about what you will get in return. I propose you a no-tariff agreement, co-investment projects, and oil. In return, you will assist me in destroying the terrorists in my country. Okay. What kind of support do you need from me? Can't Welan handle it by itself? We can, but these vermin are good at hiding. Man, come on. What I want from you in return for all the money and the resources is a joint operation in between our armies against BFF. Okay, it's time to be very clear on what the BFF is. See, BFF is the Blutish Freedom Front. These guys are militant. These guys are a terrorist organization. They are, if I'm not mistaken, let me check something here. Codex over to the Bloods. Because they have it, whoops, the Bloods. There's the Blutish Freedom Party, which is the political wing. There's the Workers' Party of Blutia, which is a, I guess it's there. It's a social. That's a separate entity altogether. And then there's the Blutish Freedom Front. The BFF is militant. The BFF is a terrorist organization. The BFP is the political party that can represent Bloods in our country, right? So there's a thing. There's something to consider here with regards to the BFF. I took a moment to think about it. I didn't think it would go straight to this. Oh man. Workers' Party is Blutish Socialist. Are they? Oh right, of course. I guess they are a political party as well. What am I saying? My apologies. And then there's the Blutish Freedom Party. Oh man. I feel like I am. Are they militant like freedom fighters? They're militant like separatists on our side of the border. And separatism is obviously something we don't want to allow here. Yeah, WPB are the actual party. Yeah, the other two are problematic. WPB are the Workers' Party of Blutia are the only actual legal party. Not sure if this is moral. I mean, separatism is a problematic thing as well. We've been looking at international support. This will be a huge step back. Could be. Let's, oh man. I feel like 3... I see the calls for 1 and 3. I feel like 3 is the first step. 1 is committal. I want to see exactly how we're going to get involved over here. It's not necessarily going to hurt us in the international scene, right? Absolutely don't help him, I would say. Do you trust him to only target terrorists? Oh, I don't, which is why I want to negotiate our contribution. Because it's very possible that it's something reasonable. Maybe we don't have to be too directly involved in the worst of it, you know what I mean? It might upset Lesbia. Maybe. It'll upset Roomberg, I think. You're a tough one, Anton. Normally I wouldn't offer anything else, but I like you. Here's my final offer. When the operation starts, with you or without you, there will be stragglers trying to cross into Sordland. We just want you to support the operation, even if you do not join. Stop the terrorists from fleeing into your country, and you will have your deal. Simple, isn't it? So what do you think? Oh, man. See, here's the thing, though, 6X Lord. It's going to happen anyway. It's going to happen anyway. We have no control over whether it'll happen or not. I don't think I can... I'm actually seeing more ones than I would have expected. Poor party's moral compass is spinning. May as well be joining if you agree to this. That's the thing. It's just like... Remember, previously, we were... This was our nation's stance. Not when I was president, but when I was a soldier in the army. And I let a family through. I don't know if I can say one thing here and another thing back at home. Just be like, yeah, let them through. And what's Victor going to do? Hey, you're letting them through? No, they're sneaking by. You know, we're stretched thin. I would like to be able to do that. One means blocking refugees from fleeing. One means saying we're going to do that. You know what I mean? You can keep your borders open to help the ones who get away. Don't make yourself complicit. That's what I'm leaning towards, obviously. This spinning moral compass points in that general direction. I don't want to... Yeah, these are... Because we know. Like, look at this guy. Look at this guy's country. Look at that statue, right? Just, like, we know what's going on over here. You aren't joining, just taking care of the stragglers? Well, I mean, the stragglers are fleeing. They're refugees looking for safety. Well, so he's labeling them terrorists, but they're fleeing because they're being genocided, if that's a word. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know if you get the option to betray Smolek. That's the thing. If that is an option, I would take it. Jazzy B says, I think if you say one, it means you will commit to the blocking of refugees. Yeah. The clue is in the word deal. Luxia agrees with ease for once. This is a... See, it's one of those things. They are separatists when they're in our country. Not all of them, though. Not all of them. We can't paint them all with the same brush, right? And we've been trying to integrate them. I can get a better deal with Lesbia or someone else, I hope. Allowing them in will be a bigger problem for you. The USP says they are separatists, so our party says they're separatists. E says one, so go with two. I think the most important thing is what the BFF is. I guess. All people would resort to awful acts if pressed enough and facing extinction. You have helped Bloods before, why destroy that now? I guess the argument could be made that I've helped them in the past, but they haven't accepted that help. We've been trying to uplift them, but they continue to, they continue to raise arms against us. They continue to bring weapons into the country. They continue to protest and kill and plan terrorist activities in our. You know what? Actually, damn. This is the Mace Windu moment. Do you slice off his hands? God. This is tough. This is tough. You can participate so they do flee and migrate into your country, strengthening your economy. Big brain move. There is no good option. Yeah, that's often the case with this game. It's often the case in this game. I've been relaxing immigration. If they want to immigrate to my country, I guess they could do that. But we all know that that's not how being a refugee works, right? You can't really apply for the paperwork when you're running away from certain death. We are killing terrorists, but the world will say this is genocide. Oh, man. You know what? I feel like there's actually quite a bit of support for taking this deal. Oh, geez, this could be bad. This could be really bad for us. I'm leaning towards taking the deal. Resign your position as president. Go play some video games. Honestly, I think we'll take the deal. The deal is to stop them from coming into the country. The reason why I'm taking this deal. This is a tough one for me. The reason why I'm taking this because it does feel like it might be able to counter to our policies so far. But here's why I'm taking the deal. Because we have tried more and more to get the Blutish population in Sordland to become a part of the country. We have given them every opportunity. We've given them rights. They're being welcomed. They have a political party that we have been supportive of. In fact, the Workers' Party of Blutia, in fact, if I recall correctly, has received some support from us directly. But a decent number of them have been involved in terrorist/terrorist adjacent activities. I'm also concerned about that one time when that woman tried to poison a bunch of students in a school, right? Like, there have been a lot of things where we have said, hey, listen, we've extended the olive branch, and it's been tossed aside, and this very powerful separatist movement still exists. And the more we let it grow, the more problematic it can become. This guy is a tyrant, and he's bad to his people. Yes, I agree. I don't like this guy. But again, he's going to do this anyway. We're going to have the refugee crisis get worse, I guess. The WPB still isn't in the assembly. True, but it's not like we've tried to shut them down or anything, right? Yeah, 6x though, that makes things tough. That always makes things tough. Can we have a non-binding vote? Sure, we can have a non-binding vote. I am curious to see how chat actually leans here, but I will not let that influence my my decision. Let's see. What to do? Option 1 is abstain, but this is, again, I'm just curious. I'm not going to use this to influence my decision. Stop the terrorists is option, and then the other option is say no to genocide. Yeah, reflect how we feel. All right. Again, 0 is going to be abstain here, so choose between 1 and 2. This is non-binding. I'm just using it to get an idea of what y'all think, what you guys would do given the circumstances. So again, to vote, it's exclamation mark, the word vote, a space, and then the number. 1 is stop the terrorists, 2 is say no to genocide, so 1 or 2. I'm very close to taking this deal. If they hadn't been collecting weapons and honestly, a big part of it is those kids in that school. Oh, Christ, I hate this. I hate this so much. Votes going interestingly. Oh no, Pantern, you abstained. You can't. That's not fair. I can't choose to abstain. Marcus abstained as well. I can't choose to abstain. I want to know what you would do. Don't abstain. This is, again, I'm not making a decision based on the vote. I'm gonna make the decision myself. I've already made my decision. I'm just throwing the vote out there to get your opinions. I'm just curious, if you were in this position, what would you do? I've already made my choice. Yeah, this is definitely going interestingly. This is definitely going interestingly. Wow, this is a tight race, man. This is a tight race. Alright, I see 2 of the abstains would have actually been a vote to take the deal. Okay. You said you take the deal. You said this was not binding, so stick with it and take the deal. At least it's not close to the war. Oh, did I say already that I would take the deal? Well, like I said, I've made up my mind. This is going to be non-binding, and even if it were binding, it wouldn't really do anything. I'm going to call the vote over here. This is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how the results will actually show up in chat. Okay, gotcha, Pantron Wolf. Okay, cool. So then we've got... Okay, fair. Gotcha. So I'm going to stop the vote here. Yes, notify chat of the winning option. This is funny. It's actually a tie. It's 11 votes each, but 2 of the abstains flipped, and 1 went for 1, 1 went for 2. So that's hilarious. That is hilarious. But yes, I think I didn't realize I made it clear already, but I think we're going to take the deal. We've extended that olive branch multiple times. The separatism problem is a serious problem, and we cannot allow it to grow, I guess. Holy crap, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I'm doing this. Deal. I don't know, like, it's so easy to justify either side here. It's so easy to justify either side here. God damn. This is how you make a good game. Tie a chat on a vote. Honestly. What are the... And it's not like a small number of votes either. That was 12 each. That was 24 votes. Yeah, half the people watching here, give or take, voted. A couple people abstained, right? To have... Oh, man. I knew I could trust you, Anton. Tonight, we will drink. I really don't want to. He clapped his hands again. Drinks, dancers, music. A group of dancers and performers entered the smoke-filled room. As they performed their songs, we clinked our glasses to our newly found partnership while sipping the sweet Wezek liquor. The next day, I returned to Sordland with a hangover. Oh, come on, man. Don't take after our vice president. We're the president, not the vice president. All right, successfully negotiated a trade deal with Agnolia and with Welan. What does the news have to say about this? The Hallsword Post. Sordland ratified a new trade agreement with Welan. Sordland ratified a new trade agreement and an investment protection agreement with Welan. This is a significant development that shows a significant normalization of Sordish-Wezek relations after decades of troubles. At the most basic level, the agreements will support jobs and growth between the two nations and ensure that Sordland will be buying Wezek oil from a cheaper price. The agreements will gradually reduce most tariffs and regulatory barriers, creating new opportunities for Sordish entrepreneurs to do business and invest in Welan. The negotiations also included a cooperation pact against the terrorist organization, Bludish Freedom Front. Okay, you know what? That's good. That's good. Derp Anarchist, yeah, YouTube stream chat being conflicted about whether to do virtual genocide or not. Meanwhile, E's screaming blood for the blood god. Oh. Alright, well, at least the news reports it as specifically against the terrorist organization, the Bludish Freedom Front. Not against the Bludish people in general. We're not going around arresting everybody and, you know, throwing them into camps or something like that. Okay, that's good. That's good. Over here, our economy, increased trade volume, new successful trade deals, trade agreements in the free trade zone have caused an increase in the volume of traded goods between Sordland and the region at large, not just one country. Welan border defense. Additional military forces are moving to reinforce the border between us and Welan. I didn't necessarily want to do that. It all starts somewhere. Oh, I know, 6X Lord. I know. But you know what? So do separatist movements, I suppose. I think Ease is finally happy. The news will be wailing about Welan, I imagine. I suppose so. This is going to be problematic for sure. It's going to escalate for sure. We're going to get assassinated by a separatist. That's what's going to happen. It's a new name to add to the list. Speech of the President on the Reforms. Grand National Assembly of Sordland, Hallsword, sorry. I came to the Grand National Assembly of Sordland to deliver a speech regarding the new constitution and ask for the support of the Assembly before the upcoming vote. So last session we gave a speech to our party, and now we are giving a speech to the Assembly at large. I walked quickly through the corridors, giving my greetings to people on my way towards the parliamentary hall. When I entered the hall, The assembly was in complete chaos, with shouting and cursing between the parties. There was a heavy argument about a proposal made by an MP from the NFP. That's the ultra-nationalist party of ours. I took my seat inside the special area reserved for the ministers. Gloria was shouting from her seat at the center of the hall as she hit the gavel 3 times, with each strike heavier than the one before. A separatist will separate you from your life. I like that. Assassinated or separated, yeah. This is a speech to all the parties, yes. Happiest stream for ease, even happier than the Tuesday ones, I suppose. The way to hell is paved with somewhat good intentions. The way to hell is paved with all good intentions. All the time. Order! Order! I saw Kisaro Kibner standing up from his seat and shouting towards the members of the PFJP. Okay, this music is signs of tension. Mr. Kibner, calm yourself. Show respect to the procedures of this assembly. Despite her efforts, the argument continued for a couple of minutes before everybody took back to their seats and finally went quiet. Mr. Kibner, next time when I tell you to do so, either take your seat or leave the hall so we can proceed with the procedures of this assembly and continue our duties. Some MPs from the NFP side shouted back at her in protest. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, if you allow me to continue, she pointed at me. We have the president here with us today. He has asked to give an important announcement. The assembly fell silent. You have the floor, Mr. President. I walked to the stand as loud clapping started in the USP's side. Oh yeah, agreed. The writing is top-notch. Honorable members of Assembly. Honorable members of the Grand National Assembly of Sordland. I am here today to raise important questions regarding our outdated constitution. Let's start by shooting ourselves in the foot, perhaps. Perhaps it is not expected of me to say this, but the president holds too much authority. The president holds too much authority in Sordish politics. In order to strengthen our democracy, we must be brave enough to point out the injustices and faults of our constitution. I continued. Therefore, we propose changes to the Constitution to prepare Sordland for a more democratic era. We must finally rewrite the Constitution of Sol and break our chains of the past. I call everyone to stand by us to make historic changes to our Constitution and bring it to the standards of today's world. Calling to the standards of today's world. I feel like comparing to others. Sorry, which option were you hoping for, Ease? I feel like comparing ourselves to the rest of the world is going to hurt our chances. You know, people in the USP and in the far right party will be like, what do you mean the standards of today's world? We are the standard of today's world. They're the ones who are wrong. I feel like going directly anti-Sol will make any of the moderates who are like right down the middle in our party be like, oh, there he goes again. I think one is like, yeah, it leans on that democracy side. It talks about the future of Sordland. Oh, ease. I mean, that's already part of the reforms anyway. I say we go with one here. Therefore, we propose changes to the Constitution to prepare Sordland for a more democratic era. Applause came from USP and PFJP seats. Nice. We'll break the Supreme Court's authority over constitutional changes, or we will rebalance the branches of government to ensure a more democratic process. The democracy seemed to get some applause. And these both mean the same thing. One is a bit more coded, I suppose. We will rebalance the branches of government to ensure a more democratic process. I focused on... Oh man, this is going on for some time. Unity, change, peace. I think unity is maybe the right call here. Present a united front. We're brothers and sisters, blah, 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 blah. And work together. Unity has been one of our ongoing things, I think. change, a lot of people are afraid of change. Peace sounds, you know, floofy. You know what I mean? It sounds like non-committal. Gonna go with unity. Gonna go with unity here. It is more important than ever that we stand united as a nation in these changing times. I call everybody to be part of the change our people have been calling for. We all want to make Sordland better, don't we? Let's embrace democracy and unite under the banner of our people, and surely Sordland will be great again. Oof. Oof. Let's embrace the future, or we will make Sordland great again. I mean, I feel like... Let's embrace the future. I mean, we've already said one of these two. Let's embrace the future. He could have phrased that a little better. I see the calls for one. I don't know. I feel like we've already said, surely Sordland will be great again. I feel like we can now change to, let's embrace the future. Yo, like we've already said one of these two. Yeah, let's embrace the future. Just as I was about to continue speaking, Gloria Tori interrupted me. Oh no. Mr. President, with all due respect, I believe Sordland is already democratic. Oh no. Oh, damn. Oh, damn, I was not expecting this. Ease Gloria for president. This is not good. Okay. I could straight up say we both know that... I'm not going to say please don't interrupt me. That seems crude. I'm not finished yet. Mrs. Tory is the same. Yeah, she's being difficult because she opposes my reforms. Oh yeah, exactly. And she's made that very clear in the past. I feel like saying we both know that our constitution is flawed. I'm seeing a lot of calls for one or two, actually. That's interesting. Can't get into a big argument here. That's true. But where do I go from this? Like, I can't be like, please don't interrupt me. Anyway, back to my speech. You know, I have to address her. I don't want to say you don't believe that, because that's putting words and thoughts in her mouth and mind, right? I mean, so is 3, actually. Goddamn. I think I'll go with 3, though. We both know that our constitution is flawed. I think it's in keeping with this speech and the purpose of this meeting. We both know that our constitution is flawed. Tarkin Saul and his efforts cannot be ignored. We must keep following the path he defined for Sordish people. I'm sure the honorable members of USP will see that the president is acting rash by allying with the opposition to destroy the culture of Solism that established Sordland. That was the extent of my quick note. Thank you. The president has the floor. Oh, I should have your head for that. That was disrespectful, Mrs. Speaker. Please don't try to sabotage my speech. We're not here to destroy Solism nor our cultural values. Who are you trying to provoke, Mrs. Tory? USP is behind me. Ooh, that's presumptuous. I'll act as if that didn't happen. Oh, damn. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? As the floodgates open over here and YouTube lets a bunch of subscribers through, don't we like her? We used to like her. I think we've stopped liking her. Oh no, we don't have an opinion of her. She was one of the people that we had to convince, and she was not on board. She was making demands that we couldn't align with. I feel like 2 is the way to go. I need to clarify my stance. I have to respond to her without taking it personally. If I'm like, don't try to sabotage my speech, that's like you know, I'm losing the focus there. I'm now talking about her interrupting me. Same thing with 3. It's just like 3 is too presumptuous. I don't think if I was in the USP and I was like, you know, in the middle, and the president said, oh, you know, the party's behind me, I'd be like, whoa, I never, hold on a second, how dare you say that, right? I don't want to do that. And I can't act as if that didn't happen. Nor can I say that I'll act as if that didn't happen. Because, like, what? Let's turn that alert box back on and say a thank you to Marcus Var 97, Ahmed Tony,
name that I cannot read. I'm sorry, I cannot read that script. I apologize. But you as well. Thiago's son and Duka07, or is that Duka07? Thank you all for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the show, whether it's this you're watching or something else. Hope you're enjoying. And again, if you're not in our Discord, check out our Discord as well. Link is in the description down below. A fantastic community to hang out with and just chill. 2 is the best answer by far. Yeah, I think so. Karen calling out the manager. All right. Yeah, she said her piece. She won't care. So I just have to protect my image in front of the assembly here. We're not here to destroy Sordland nor our cultural values. Please continue your speech, Mr. President. I am. I thought you said I have the floor. Shut up. I took a breath and continued. We must set aside our differences. Speaks to unity. It is time to make a new constitution together. Also speaks to unity, but gives a direction, I suppose. I think we go with 2. 2 implies working together to make this constitution. 1 implies, hey, listen to us. Set aside our differences. Listen to us. And 3 seems similar to what I was saying about 1. I'm going to go with 2 here. It's time to make a new constitution together. Be part of a new era for Sordland. Join us and vote for our proposal. I ask everyone to support us in the upcoming vote. I demand your votes. Oh, man. I'm going to ask... See, the whole new era thing might scare some people. Now that she's thrown in that whole, this is anti-establishment kind of stuff. I ask everyone to support us in this upcoming vote. I'll address all the problems of the past in my proposal. USP will change and lead Sordland into the future. Now that might upset some people. The reformists are getting everything they want. I do need to make sure that the USP is happy as well. God damn it, this is not... God damn, I hate this. This is very stressful. I say I hate this, I mean I'm enjoying this. This is the right kind of stress. Oh, dear. Spoken a lot about unity. Lost the conservatives anyway, just the moderates you want to please. Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. I will address all the problems of the past in my proposal. God damn it. Let's write the future together. This is a tough one. I really don't know. God damn it. This is stressing me the hell out, man. Let's write the future together. Finish with a poem. Ooh. I decided to read a poem before I ended my speech. I wish I knew where these poems went. There is a victory growing with every morning. There is my country beyond everything, my beloved. Oh, dear. There is a spring that blossoms out of the graves of our fallen. Fear not when the dark falls, there is an artist painting the sun. Beyond the next morning, there is a victory waiting to be won. The assembly roared with all kinds of different reactions. Some applause came from the PFJP and USP seats. Most of the others started to make loud noises again. Thank you for the speech, Mr. President. I walked back to my seat as many MPs asked to speak. Franz Richter was among them. Yes, Mr. Richter. Thank you, Mrs. Speaker. I would like to thank Mr. President for his speech. We, the People's Freedom and Justice Party, stands in agreement with the needs for a more democratic constitution. I would like to thank the ladies and gentlemen of the United Sordland Party for their more open attitude compared to past years. As long as Mr. President's words prove not to just be words, we will be behind this much-needed movement for change. We welcome this attempt. I ask Mr. President to share the final contents of these proposals as soon as possible. Thank you, Mrs. Speaker. Suddenly, Casaro Kibner started yelling from his seat. The President must have lost his mind to cooperate with the likes of you, Mr. Richter. You and the PFJP are nothing but puppets of Western interests. Order! Madam Speaker, I know you are in agreement with me as well. Don't stand idly there while this administration is making deals with snakes and undermining the integrity of Order! Mr. Kibner, how many times do I need to say? You are speaking out of turn. I demand to speak! Gloria gave him a stare. She looked annoyed. Very well, Mr. Kibner. Go ahead. Mr. President, he looked directly at me. The nationalist movement does not agree with your priorities, nor the way you're trying to implement them. The National Front Party will not stand with you on your new constitution. Let it be known that the NFP's concerns are not included in the so-called democratic reforms. Thus, Mr. President has no right to claim them as such. We will stand our ground against any attempt to bring down our established political culture and national values. Thank you. Kisara went back to his seat, but the chaos in the assembly continued. Oh, man. How wasn't he thrown off? Asked to speak. I feel like the situation can only be made worse. Right. Well, Gloria is the Speaker of the House. She gets to speak whenever the hell she wants to, I guess, right? Not actually. Asked to speak. Yes, Mr. President. I feel like there's nothing to be gained in addressing Mr. Kibner. Mr. Richter's on our side. There's no reason to address him. I think I should thank everybody for their comments. You're saying I'm not being democratic? Well, hey, you know what? Thank you. I guess. I don't think there is smooth-talking Kisaro Kibner there. I think the party has spoken and they've come to the agreement that they're not with us here. And we don't need them. We don't need them. I'm seeing some calls for Kibner. I'm seeing some calls for thanking everybody. Let them know you listen. Oh, okay. I guess, yeah, addressing... Oh, dear. I guess addressing it could be... 3 is a bit of a slap in the face. I suppose so. I don't... Do I want them? I need... I mean, I hope I don't need them. I'm going to thank everybody for their comments. Yeah, it looks like chat is more and more on board with that. I'm going to thank everybody for their comments. I'll have to address every little poke and prod of the bear. All right, Mr. President. MPs kept shouting and responding to each other, creating a loud mess where nothing was legible. Order! Order! This topic is finished. We're moving on to our next topic. I slowly left the hall. The shouting could be heard from every corridor of the Grand National Assembly. Every time the saving game notification comes up, I get nervous. Oh god, continue to the next turn? What does the news have to say? President holds too much authority, quoting me. President Rain has called on the Grand National Assembly of Sordland to support the upcoming constitutional changes in his address in the Parliament. The President's address came after a series of meetings within the USP, which probably involved discussions about the new constitution. President Rain talked about the main points of their proposed changes and revealed that the current draft will be looked over again with the leaders of the PFJP before it is proposed to the Parliament. Perhaps it is not expected of me to say this, but the President holds too much authority in Sordish politics, said President Rain, criticizing the power of the office he's holding. This statement was met with surprise and was welcomed by Franz Richter of the PFJP. We must be brave enough to point out the injustices and faults of our Constitution, said President Rain, showing that he is willing to bring changes that would not necessarily benefit his position. Geopolitico has this to say. Walker warns a Volkslandian Navy over Helgeland dispute. Oh no. The tensions between Agnolia and Volksland keeps climbing. The latest addition to the escalations happened yesterday on the Volgoslavian Channel when the Volkslandian ships started advancing on the perimeter around the island. According to Agnolian sources, yesterday in the morning, the Agnolian battleship Van Gilben A387 had intercepted a Volkslandian destroyer, Stanison, and warned them to move out of Agnolian waters. The Volkslandian captain did not respond to the communication, but both ships backed away from the scene after several hours of standstill. Seeing this event as Vogsland putting pressure over the island, Arcasian President Dwight Walker warned the Vogslandian Navy, saying, "We will not tolerate any attempts to trigger an incident on international waters. I call upon Mr. Hegel. Pull back your ships immediately." Tensions are rising. You could have done 1 and then 2. Well, good to know, but what is done is done. That did not go well, says Spindle. Yeah, I feel like that could have been better. But I hope we have secured 160 votes. I feel as though we perhaps have not. Lucien Galade reported that so far they've been able to get in total 121 signatures behind the proposal. The work is underway to increase the support and to reach out the necessary members to reach 150. Oh, I thought it was 160. Okay, we need 150. We're 29 signatures away. 29 signatures away from successfully passing these reforms. While at the border, Defense Minister Joseph Lancea reports that the Welan borders have been closed and divisions of the 3rd Army are ready for the operation. Things are coming up. Hopefully they won't start going down. They almost certainly will. Folks, things are going to go down, but they're going to go down next time. This is what we're calling it a session. Went on a little bit longer than usual, but I feel like I'm glad we concluded that conversation and concluded, I suppose, this chapter as well before we head into next week's session. Again, Friday, we will be back at the same time, seeing where this goes, seeing if our economy will ever recover, seeing if our reforms will pass, seeing if we get assassinated or if we get another term. Folks, I hope you had a good time. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that like button on your way out. If you liked me yelling at myself, playing both the Speaker of the House and Mr. Kibner, maybe leave a like on your way out. I do quite enjoy when I get to just sort of like get into it. Hope you all enjoy that stuff as well, but it's been fun. Again, a thank you to our super chatters and new members and members rejoining as well. Again, that kind of stuff, as I say, always really helps the channel out significantly, really keeps us going, keeps us alive and running smoothly. On which note as well, of course, again, these end credits just don't want to. Why you do this to me? Why are you broken like this? Why? It's been like every stream this last week. Classified coming through with that super chat, that super sticker right at the end over here. Thank you very much, buddy. Again, that really helps, as you very well know. That constant support, as I've been saying, is absolutely huge. So thank you very much. And again, on that note, a massive thanks as well to all of the channel members and patrons who have been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us going. Y'all keep us pushing for more and more. I appreciate it greatly. It really does mean a lot. And of course, thank you all for watching as well, for tuning in live or watching the VOD afterwards. Again, if you've enjoyed, leave a like. If you're watching the VOD, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts as well. Spindle over there dropping the store link. Yep, please don't hesitate to check out my game store, by the way. It is a bit of a recent addition, at least to the chat commands. If you're looking for some games, you can find them there to support the channel as you pick them up. Or if you can't find them on that store, like Partybot says, shoot me a private message and I'll get you a link, because there are more links than I could all include. Credits say 3-hour stream. Not today. Can't do that today, unfortunately. And by the way, folks, again, do join the Discord, a fantastic community. It's a great time hanging out, though I'll be completely honest right now, this weekend I might be a little AWOL. Just a heads up for all of y'all, because like I said, next week and even the week after, there's some stuff coming. It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be insane. But it means that basically I'm all focused on writing scripts and editing footage and stuff like that. Still no merch though. Good point, Ease. Good point. I gotta get that sorted out. I completely forgot. I will do that hopefully this weekend. I'll add that in my list of to-dos. Till next time, folks, again, whether that's Monday with Crusader Kings 3, Tuesday with more Phantom Brigade, or Friday with more Suzerain, or perhaps in the comments of the various episodes between now and then and beyond. Thank y'all for joining in. Have yourselves a wonderful Friday. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Celebrate whatever it is you would like to celebrate, whether it is a new full-time job or the digital genocide we may have just committed or committed to committing, I suppose. Until the next time we chat, until the next time we meet, cheers.